Each week on this video, we'll give you sneaky ads you could pick up from your waiver wire and plug right into your lineup or hold on your roster. I'm Alan Seslowsky here with Jeff Erickson. Jeff, heading into week 8 is one of the least fertile weeks we've seen all season long. Who do you have for us this week that we could pick up, even speculate on?
It's so funny. Last week was Biocalypse, by NATO, by 2K, as Peter Overzet from ESPN used to call it there. Yet there were options for us to pick up, and I don't see those right now. I'm sure they'll emerge as we get more injury news over the course of the week. But right now, it's pretty slim pickings. Let's go. Let's start off in Philly. Kenneth Gainwell is probably the captain obvious guy for the week. But Philly doesn't run the ball that much. And, Boston Scott stole some of the goal line carries and a touchdown away from Gainwell last week, and Gainwell fumbled. So he didn't gain very well. He's like Josh Outman, but for running backs instead. I think that he's still the guy you want to target. Philly faces the Lions this week. It might actually be a positive game script for once in their life. So we'll see. 22% rostered in Yahoo leagues right now, and he catches passes in addition to being a pretty decent running back. So it's a week or two rental with Miles Sanders out.
Every team in your league needs a running back. So even if it's a 2-week rental, let's flip over our bid cards for Kenneth Gainwell in 3, 2, 1. One more sneaky ad. JJ Taylor did score 2 touchdowns. It's fun playing Patriot games with running backs, but if you're desperate or have a roster spot, I like adding JJ Taylor.
He's the third string. I'm gonna push back against JJ Taylor. Sorry, Alan. I don't mean to put you in your place. No, that's JJ Taylor's the third string guy. He was there because they were just running out the clock, basically. I don't think he's a guy that you're gonna want to try to roster this week. I think that's chasing last week's stat.
Is there anybody, though, that you could possibly pick up? I mean, just desperate times, $1 bid, free bid running back. Is there anyone you see out there if you don't like Taylor?
Your guy, Salvon Ahmed, with Malcolm Brown going on the IR. Heavens forbid, what are the Dolphins going to do without Malcolm Brown? But he's the only other guy there sharing carries with Gaskin, and we know Gaskin's not a workhorse running back. Now, Ahmed was the better guy in 2 weeks ago in the Jacksonville game, so you could see him being of value this week. Miami, they do not have a bye week all the way until week 14.
With A.J. Dillon being marginalized this week in Green Bay, any interest in Kylan Hill, the rookie running back on Green Bay?
Not because of what happened with Dillon. I think that's just week to week with the Packers, but it's not like he's hurt or anything like that. In the event that Aaron Jones gets hurt, that would be a case there where I'd be interested in Kylan Hill. So if you're trying to play the speculation game this week, you got all your guys back from the bye week this past week. Okay, well, go ahead, take a speculative play on him if you've got the spot to play with.
Who's your wide receiver sneaky ad for week 8?
Russell Gage, 10% rostered for the Falcons right now. 10% rostered on Yahoo. Scored again last week against Miami. He was a guy that was getting taken regularly at 8th, 9th, 10th round, and he kind of disappeared for a while. And he's been hurt. He had the ankle, kind of a long haul ankle injury there. He's back, and Calvin Ridley is going to draw all sorts of attention from opposing defenses. And now that we've seen Pitts have 2 good games in a row, I'm sure teams are going to start dedicating more of their defense to him too. So what does that leave? It leaves Gage with an opportunity to kind of step up for a little bit. And I think this is a scenario people had when they were drafting him in the first place. We're here now, though. And I think he's a guy that you can kind of take a swat at.
Yeah, I can't wait to see your bid card on this one, because I don't think a lot of people are going to have that thought process. I think that's really smart. Gage is someone you could pick up right away and plug him in. Let's flip over our bid cards in 3, 2, 1. Tight ends. Every week you need a tight end. There's been a couple that have surfaced lately. You may have picked up Forster Moreau. We already talked about that. He is going on bye. So who's a sneaky ad this week that I could probably pick up and maybe even play him if I have to?
Yeah, this is a tight end bye week with Mark Andrews and Waller / Moreau out. So go ahead and, this is one where I will recommend chasing last week's output. Go after CJ Uzomah with the Bengals. 19% rostered. The Bengals offense looks legit. They're totally fun. Team fun. They face the Jets this week too, so we like that. I think they're giving Burrow enough time to throw, and Uzomah's benefiting from all the coverage that both T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are drawing. He's a guy that's doing more actually than Tyler Boyd, which is a little bit of a surprise. So go after him. And if that fails, we'll go after your other sneaky guy, Tommy Sweeney, who is like 0.0% rostered anywhere. Dawson Knox is going to be out for at least a couple of weeks. He's got that fractured hand, had surgery on it. They don't know an exact time frame. Bills were off last week, but he's going to be out for at least a couple of weeks. So they don't really have any other tight ends to speak of. So it's not like a lock-in sort of thing. The Bills have done fine without tight end production before. But if you're desperate, Sweeney's there.
I'm desperate at tight end. Let's flip over the big cards for Zoma in 3, 2, 1. Let's give him one bonus sneaky ad since they watched to the end. Who's your bonus sneaky ad heading into week 8?
My bonus sneaky ad is like the one healthy receiver on the New York Giants, Dante Pettis. He had 11 targets 2 weeks ago. It was a little less of volume, but they were also playing with the lead last week. They faced the Chiefs this week. This is a good matchup here. Now, Shepard might come back. They might get more from some of the other injured wide receivers on the Giants, but Pettis is, I think, part of the mix. You're going to have to watch the practice reports on Wednesday carefully, and Thursday and Friday, and see what happens there with that, to see what sort of role he has. But if he's going to get that role again, I like use him as a desperation play. If you've got Hollywood Brown on bye, if you've got one of the Raiders receivers on bye, well, go ahead and take a chance on Dante Pettis.
Yeah, high pedigree player, second-round draft pick not too long ago. I like that. Let's flip over our bid cards for Dante Pettis in 3, 2, 1. To see Jeff's value meter every week, you can see it for free right now. Jeff ranks every player. So if you have start-sit questions, you can just check his value meter. He has those up early in the week. Right now, you can go to rotowire.com/try 10 days free. You can see all of our premium content.